Whenever I hear someone describe themselves as an empath, I immediately go to who made you responsible for the safety of the rest of the family.
This is a very good point because I just talked about this with a coaching client a few days ago, and I'm starting to just see a pattern where a lot of people experience traumatic childhoods and they end up being very intuitive later in life.
Who made you responsible for their emotional well-being? Who had you predicting, anticipating, managing someone else's behavior and emotions through your behavior? Why do you need to be hyper aware and hyper alert to the change in someone's breathing, the way they shut a door, the way that someone moves their body, the tone of voice, the hyper vigilance of that? Why do you need that to feel safe? Because that is what an
So, in a way, you could say that being intuitive or being an empath is a trauma response in a lot of people. Well, the thing is, it is a negatively nurtured way of like nurturing intuition. It is a negative way of nurturing intuition. It is a survival skill that you learn, and that is how, as a child, you activate your intuition. There are also positive ways in how to activate a child's intuition. That is not a trauma response. So, yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of these people, because it's just way more nuanced. We have soul contracts, and a lot of the times, these people, our parents, the people that we grow up with, are catalysts. They are catalysts for us to become these empathic people that walk on eggshells and all this stuff. And we go through a bunch of trauma. But later in life, a lot of these people can flip it around. They can start to use these empathic abilities as a way like to help others, to help themselves, to heal themselves.
empath is. It's not a thing, it's a hypervigilant state.
I do agree with how most empaths are created in this lifetime. I do agree with what she's saying that most intuitive people, empaths, they were forced to turn on these intuitive abilities as a trauma response. But it is not just a hypervigilant state. It was created, it was activated in a hypervigilant state. But when we go back to Lemuria, Atlantis, intuition was nurtured in a very positive way. Empaths were raised. It was normal to be an empath. It was normal to be intuitive. And that is the thing. Most people will say, I'm an empath. I can sense other people's emotions. I can sense when people are upset, when somebody walks in the room and they're upset, because you were trained to do this as a survival skill, as a trauma response in early childhood. And most people will then shut it off at a certain point. They will numb themselves. They will like just live their life. They will try to live their life. And now a lot of these people are having spiritual awakenings. And now a lot of these people, because this intuition is being turned on, because it is connected to the trauma, will start to heal this inner child trauma. Will start to have a lot of these wounds resurface. Now is the time for you to turn this ability, being an empath, into your skill, into your gift, into your service to others, into what you can do to help the world, to help yourself, heal yourself, and heal the people around you. And then you can raise your children in a healthy, empathic way where they don't have to use their empathic abilities as a survival mechanism, but they can just learn that it is safe to be intuitive, that it is not just a survival skill that you need to walk on eggshells to feel out what's going on around you, to feel out whether your environment is safe or not. So I do agree with what she's saying. A lot of people have developed their empathic abilities as a trauma response. However, I do believe that we are able to turn this around and to really remember what we are capable of as human beings. Because if this happens to you when you are a child and in such stress, you are able to be so intuitive and feel energy so precisely. Imagine how you could use your intuition in a safe and peaceful environment. Imagine how much brighter you would be able to shine, how much stronger you would be, and how much you could really thrive, and how your intuitive abilities could thrive. Now, yeah, I have a free course. I have a free intuitive development course. It's on my Facebook group, so reach out to me if you're interested in learning more about this group. I also offer one-on-one sessions to help you see where we need to adjust some things or give you practical tips on how to fine-tune your intuitive abilities, how to work through a lot of the trauma that you may have accumulated over the years. So if you're interested in any of that, just reach out. I hope that this was helpful, and let me know in the comments. Do you recognize some of this stuff in your own life? Some of the stuff that I've talked about, some of the stuff that this woman talked about, whose video here I used to create my own video. So let me know in the comments. Bye bye.